Hello, folks. Welcome back to the RPG Lounge. I'm going to do a little bit of Techtonica today. I'm going to be recording some of my other series tomorrow. Happy New Year, by the way. This is January 2025 as we're making this video. And Techtonica, a couple months ago now, actually had its 1.0 release, which ended up destroying my old factory. It just was not going to be compatible with the new system. If you've watched some of the other Techtonica content on this channel, we had a fairly sizable place, but it was all one map, and that is not the case anymore. We now have a freight elevator in the center of all things, where we can move resources between floors. We are digging to access new floors. It is craziness. Very fun. I did take a break though because I honestly, after the amount of work I put into the factory that we had before, I was a little miffed, and that it was all gone, and I was gonna have to do the whole thing all over again and such. So I took a break from the game and just adjusted myself and my expectations and thoughts on stuff. And then I came back to the game, about a week or two ago, and started going back to the basics and just figuring the stuff out and starting it over again. So, which was a good thing to do. I'm back in a frame of mind where I really love this game. I don't think I ever stopped loving the game. It just the amount of work and time that you spend in this game, it's extensive. I'm not gonna lie. These factory builders take over your life in a good way. So we are just really at the basics at this point. This is where you would normally spawn in. That's still the same. So you'll see a lot of the same landmarks, but now they've been split up. Oh, and I just dropped the controller. That's great. They've been split up, and now they've stacked these smaller maps, one on top of the other. So we ended up doing this section, which has a lot of just basic ores, basic things that you kind of go, and then you, what you'll do is you craft drill bits. And you send said drill bits into this little slot, or you can use that slot on that side. And that will dig up through to the next level, which the next level for us would be administration. I have unlocked. This is the first one that you're at. You kind of walk in on that. So I've gotten Victor, which is the next one we started in, which gives you the next tier of assignments and things. Then storage, which gives us access to the planters. So it gets that section of the game where there was a little outpost, a little warehouse that you have to open. And it gives you access to that. And then I just got to hydroelectrics, which gives us access to the water wheels. I would say as you're playing the new version of this game, something been noticing, because I've been trying to formulate, I'd like to do a full playthrough of this with the new systems, but formulating how to really do this in kind of an optimal way, it's a little challenging because we just got access to all the floors and some of the walls and things like that through unlocking it on the tech tree. So, man, and that's kind of what I would do in a playthrough, is really explain the logic behind a lot of these things, but I have not gotten through the entire 1.0 full version of the game. I've not gotten to the surface yet. I know there is a surface of the planet, and I know it's kind of like a desert biome. I knew that because I had watched some of the streams of the devs prior to this, and ended up just learning some little secrets here and there. But so far, so I started here. My first little step, and the cool thing is you start the game and you're not doing this all blind at all. You go to your little systems online thing, and normally I've already fulfilled them all, but they will give you assignments, basic assignments that you give to this, which unlocks things. And then I'm doing this on PC, by the way. You hit T for Tech Tree, and they sort of explain this. They do have you go here and actually unlock something. This was part of the game that even when I played it in the original, like pre-release version, this is a part that took me a little while to understand. That you have to come in here and actually unlock things. I don't know why it didn't make sense to me. It just didn't click at first. But you have several tech trees. Dealing with various different aspects of production and storage and logistics. And once you kind of figure that out, it makes sense. But there's another part of this too, is there are tech points, these research points, like on the bottom here, it says like, was that 51? Those research points are actually here. You have to make these and make them a physical part of the world. Now, eventually, there's a machine that allows you to just automatically stack them into the. But I've got another room that I'll be doing that where the ceiling's really tall. But you have to have these. There's purple ones. I think these are purple. I'm colorblind, so it doesn't really register. So there's purple and there's blue, and I think there might be a couple others that they've added. I do not know yet. But the ones I know about, purple and blue, you need to continually make these, stack these, and then to make blue ones, it requires a purple and then some additional little bits and bobs to make them into a blue science, and then you'll stack those. Once you've got them in the physical world, I'll try not to do that as much. My daughter actually said, "Why are you always moving the camera so much?" And she's right, I do have a very huge habit of wiggling the camera. Apologize. Once you've got them in the physical location of the world, then you can spend them on technologies. So, what you really want to do, and what I've done so far, is I am working very basically on, one, getting ores. This is iron. It goes and does its little thing, and you put it in the smelter, and you make iron bars. And right now I've been making cores by hand. By just taking some copper, some iron, sticking it in my inventory, and going to crafting. The crafting menu is tab? Yes, tab on the control on the PC. I've never played this with controller. I imagine it might be okay. I'm really just used to. I like factory games and using keyboard and mouse. Not PC Master Race or anything. I just find the functionality to be a little bit easier for me. So this may look complicated. It's not. This is my inventory of all the raw materials I have. This is the crafting menu. This is all the stuff I can make right now. One of which is there. Purple science. So, or research cores they're called. I call them purple science. I'm somewhat familiar with Factorio and the little science packets that you have to make in that game. This is Techtonica's version of that. Um, so yeah, if you can, and what they do take is 4 copper wire and 6 mechanical components. You'll see what they require here. You can go over to general components here. We can look at, oh, what does copper wire take? Copper wire takes 1 copper ingot, and then what we need is iron components, and it takes 2 iron ingots. So what you can and should do is automate the process and take, like this, hook it up to a machine, one of these. This is an assembler. We should have something assembling the parts here, our iron parts, something assembling the copper wire here, and then we stick that into another assembler that would make the purple science for us. I am not going to do it. Well, I could do it here and actually route it up to hydro, because this is the new thing. Before I had, if you saw, if you, I've got these in a playlist on the channel. Look at what I had for my factory before this, and you'll see it was all one world, very expansive, and you could kind of send things all over the place. You can still do that, but now you have to, like, if I wanted to take those cores and send them up to another floor, I can do that. I can go right here. I can stick it in this one and say, where should we go? We can go to 3, 4, that would be. You'd send it up to 4. I think that's level 4, that would be. Let's look at hydro. We'll just make sure, yeah. So we would send it up to 4. Boop! And then on level 4, it would pop out here. Well, we want to make sure it's doing this. Ooh, I want to check the... Where's the inventory on this? Here it is. Flex ports interact for settings. This is where everything that's going through this insanely large cargo elevator tower thing, that's where you're going to see everything. So we would see little purple science popping over here. What we would then do is use an inserter. Now this is if you play Factorio, this will make sense to you. If you played Satisfactory, which I've played a good chunk of that, it's less intuitive. Every machine must be loaded with an inserter in this game. So you've got normal inserters, filter inserters, fast inserters, long inserters. So if you're coming from Satisfactory, that's going to be like, what? Wait, I can't just put my belt right into the machine? How dare they? This is definitely a Factorio thing. And took me a bit to adjust to that system. Is not a huge deal. You'll figure this out fairly quickly. All we would need to do after we've done, we might actually do this fairly quickly. We'll see. If I've got enough parts to make things, I might do this. So we would take our filter inserter, which I think I have on my little hotbar. Yes, I do. So we got filter inserters here. These are cool. These are the best thing you could ever have. Filter inserters are the absolute joy of the game. Because what you can do is pop that down. It's going to take power to actually make that, so we don't have power right now. But we can hit E for interacting on there, and then we can draw out anything we want. We can tell this inserter, ooh, I want you to take research cores, purple, out of this tower and put it on a belt for me, please. We can do that. I'm not going to do it right now, but that's what the future would look like. Is we're going to do that. Now we are in hydroelectric area. Hydro is really cool because you actually might recognize this from older videos. This was part of actually when it was all one level. The hub of my factory, that Victor area, was right through there. It was right through a wall. That is no longer the case now. If we hit the map screen, it's a chunk, with the central focus being this freight elevator. So this place is really cool. This place is where I set up in my other game. I set up all of my water wheels and power. So we get power through. Originally, the first thing you get to create power, well, there's two things technically. One are these. These are little cranks. They're hand cranks. There you go. And that makes power. Now you can string them together. I highly suggest you do that. Now, these are gold. These are little water wheels. And these turn these cranks automatically and automate power for you. When you start this game in the 1.0 version, I would, and this is what I did, I poured everything into making drill bits to get up to the hydroelectric area. Now, I didn't know that the hydroelectric area was going to be level 4, so this is why I'm going to probably make a playthrough of this, because I'd like to use my little foreknowledge to help people to work their way through this game, because honestly, this game is a lot of fun. And if you don't have any knowledge about when things are coming or where things are coming, there's a huge learning curve that you have to take on and have to be okay with. And that's okay for a lot of people. You know, myself included. I have made it through. I made it through when I played the original game in pre-release. It really complicates it. I will say that it really complicates how you're doing this factory and what resources you can use, power distribution, all these kinds of things. And if you don't know, man, if you don't know that you're gonna unlock like the building materials, because we've got floors and some walls and things, and all the floors and walls, like these pieces, they actually conduct electricity. You want to build your entire factory on these, if possible. So what I've done is built very minimal stuff, because I know ahead of time from my first playthrough that's a thing. You really need to set up your factory so you're on these platforms. It organizes everything, makes it all powered. You don't have to worry about anything. And since it's not, if you're coming from Satisfactory, you've been using power lines. You don't do that in this game. That's not a better or worse thing. It's just Techtonica doesn't work that way. you use these platforms, and then what you'll do is between floors, you can connect floors via either a wall or a small pillar, and you pop it up to the next floor and it connects, and that's like a circuit. So that's kind of how it works for the entire factory. So what we'll eventually do, um, sooner rather than later, we will be connecting like this whole thing. Actually, I don't know how to make power floors. I'd really like to be able to make power floors. I hope they didn't take them out of the game. If not, we do have... Where is it? We do have the ability to make these. Let's make a couple of these. There we go. Make a couple of these. I'll show you what I'm talking about a little bit. Yeah, this would be the focus of any playthrough I do, is doing the step by step, just one thing at a time. This is why I love these games so much, is because of the having to think through logistics and such. I didn't know that I was gonna love this kind of game. I ended up playing Satisfactory a long time ago, and still love that game to this day. It just doesn't run all that well on my system, so it makes it a little bit difficult to play. But love that game. I tried playing Factorio. It's too small. I'm blinder than a bat, so I couldn't get it in a way that would be accessible for me. And yes, you can make the stuff look bigger and all that good fun stuff. It doesn't render properly when you do it though. So just didn't get into that game very much. And then I picked up this game, and this game took over my life. This is an extremely addictive game. We're gonna have to blow this stuff up. I don't think we can deconstruct it. The race mode is the F key. No, we're gonna have to blow that stuff up. All right, we're going to have explosives, which is kind of nice. All right, batteries. They're called accumulators. You'll unlock these. I think you'll unlock them on level 3. They show you exactly where they are. And these are a lifesaver. Basically, what you do is you make tons of these water wheels, connect them to these cranks, and then you have tons of these batteries. So if power ever goes down, for whatever reason, if you're disconnecting stuff and you mess something up, you can have, I think I had 24 hours worth of battery power in real life for my other factory, which is, it was a huge, crazy system of batteries. But yeah, my addiction grew apparently. But this will actually be a great source of power if we can get it all running at some point. What I do for these is I'll make... They kind of show you, which is really cool about this game, is these are ruins of an old factory that was made a long time ago, story-wise and such. So what I do is we can have our little wheels. Put our little water wheels. Now the water wheels take 2. And I think it's 1 water wheel to 5 of these. Well, they show it as 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, yeah, 5. That's their ratio, I'm pretty sure. So we put a water wheel here, a water wheel here, and then 5 on that side, 5 on this side. So what you could do, and what I recommend, is just you can come up here and rebuild this. You do have to unlock these in the tech tree, remember. So you'll come in and you'll find ruins of stuff, and you get your little scanner out, scan, 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 and it'll give you the information about it and put it in your inventory, and you'll be like, yay! So you see, once you scan something, it gives you the blueprint. So then you can go to the tech tree and go, this technology is unlocked. Now, do you want to unlock it? And then that's when you use your purple and or blue science to go click on it and go, yeah, I don't want to actually unlock it right now. But you would unlock it like that and just click on it and do your thing. I have a few of these that can't get yet. What is this? Wall lights? Nah. Overhead lights. Light sticks. Beacons. We could do all this. We're not going to mess with a lot of this yet, though. We will get a lot of that building stuff later. I think the hard part of this game is that it gets overwhelming really fast because there's just so much to do. But the main thing is to take your time. One thing I will recommend, though, is if you start this game for your first time, I found it stressful to know that the resource nodes, they actually are limited. Well, here's some technology we can scan. They are limited. They're extremely prolific, though. You get a ton of actual resources from each node. So I don't know how long it takes to actually run out of something. That being said, if that stresses you out, like it stresses me out, just the concept of it being limited. Yes, I'm weird. Sorry. Just the concept of it being a limited resource, yeah, it stresses me out. So what you can do is when you make your world, make a custom world, and you can check on a little check mark in unlimited resources. And that's what I have done for this particular world. Everything else is just vanilla settings for this, except for that. That one little change alone makes this game completely playable for me. I can't do the limited resource thing. Even though they give you so many resources. Yeah. I want to be able to build my factory and never have to move stuff down the line. It's just the way I want to play it. And that's the big thing, is if you come to this game and you go, hey, I want unlimited resources. Maybe I want unlimited, I've done unlimited building materials. Because you have to produce all your walls and floors with materials in the game. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can check the little thing on custom world when you make it. And you can go, hey, yeah, I just want to be able to build my factory. And once you unlock the technology, it gives you unlimited amounts of said technology. Like once you unlock the little floors or the walls, yeah, you can just hit there and craft them for free. Perfectly acceptable way to play the game. That's the big thing. Don't let people tell you how to. Well, I'm telling you how to play the game. But don't let people discourage you in how you're playing the game as if there's some right way to do it. There really isn't. Um, in fact, I would change enough of the settings until you're having fun with the game. Make it so you have fun, so you can learn the aspects of the game, and then after that, you can customize, and if you want to, you can turn off things like I don't have all the building materials. I don't have unlimited building materials on this save. I did, however, keep the unlimited resources. That makes the game fun for me, and I'm gonna do it that way. So that's a real important thing. Is if people come to you and like going, "Why are you playing it that way?" Just ignore that. It's stupid. Just don't listen to that. If I can get more people addicted to this game, I've done my job. So try to have fun with it. And honestly, a first playthrough, it is a lot more fun having the building materials. Just once you unlock them, just to be able to produce those and start building without having to think about, oh, I can't build this. I don't want. Or I can't build it this way. I'll waste my time, or I'll waste resources, or something, something, something. You don't want to have that conversation in your brain. For one, you never can waste resources in this game. What you do, anything that you have and have built, anything you've got, can be. You hit F key. F key. See, FK erase mode comes up. You can erase this thing. Yay, we've erased it. Now. Oh no, we've erased it. Oh no. It went right back into my inventory. And now I placed it. Big deal. You lost nothing. That happens with everything in the game. Every single thing you've got, you can do that with. The resource cores, same thing. You do have to replace these though, or else you'll have a deficit of what do you call them? Of the research cores. So you do need to replace these. But yeah, there's just no stress involved. This is actually the same as Satisfactory. Or they did the exact same thing. It's a really good thing they carried over to this game, is that you don't destroy resources. They stay with you, so it gives you that capability of just, taking down something, refashioning it, making it look nicer or work better. Right now, we got this whole area. This is a whole nother thing. So we're making sticks. Some of your things, specifically drills, and this is a smelter that turns ore into bars or ingots. They run on plant matter. Now, plant matter at the beginning, plant matter is whatever you can grab off the ground. So that stuff, all the pretty flowers and the stuff, all that bioluminescent, beautiful stuff. That's what they have you pick up. I would concentrate on taking stuff from the ground as much as possible, because that stuff's really pretty. It looks cool, and if you can keep it in your later factory, it actually gives light. So once you take this out, it gets a little dark. So I would actually keep that until, until you're actually forced to take it out, which you never are going to be forced. Because right at, I think, level 2, you will be able to get access to these planters. And you'll be able to stick seeds in them and grow your plant matter stuff. And it'll just go along, goes over here, boot do 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 do, and it goes here, and it goes in this machine, which is a thresher. And the thresher separates this into sticks. You can actually thresh this again and break it down even further. For right now, I'm just using sticks. And then there's a seed pod that's coming out. Probably was this one. So seed, they go back into the growing machine. The machine pops it. So it's a closed circuit system. And then we are actually stockpiling these wood stick things right now. We will upgrade. Eventually you can make bio bricks, biodiesel, which I think the biodiesel fuel is actually a new thing. I don't remember having it in the old game. But, yeah, definitely well worth your time to figure out. Yeah, for one, the sooner you can get this automated, this whole fuel thing automated, the better you're going to be. Because it sucks having to go back to these machines. And this is what happens at the beginning. You have to manually click E on this, put plant matter in there, and then let it burn off. You have to do it in here. Put plant matter in, and it gets tiresome very quickly. Very, very quickly. So you don't want to have to do that. And honestly, you're going to be automating it's a factory, so the whole point is to automate everything. So start automating immediately. Like like this. When you start up with a drill, put your drill in. Think ahead and go, "Oh, how you could put it right next to a smelter and just chop it back, chuck it back and forth by hand. You could do that. Or plan ahead. Put your little conveyor belt in front. Get an inserter to take that ore out and send it down the line and put it in. Just automate it. This isn't probably the best way to automate things. That is one of the things. Is if I do a playthrough, I'm sure I'll get well, that's not the best way to do this. Most, what do you want to call it? Optimized way to do things. I wish people would just. Most of the time, people have been really good about it though, and have been like, "Hey, there's this other way you could do this." I don't tend to worry about the most optimal way of doing things. I mean, I like the numbers and stuff on, behind all these systems and things. I think they're very interesting. Am I really bound to them? Not really. Not really. I have a lot of respect for those who can calculate all that kind of stuff and that just does it for them. It's just not my thing. And that's okay. If it's not your thing either, don't worry about it. Heck, if you didn't want to automate everything, you can actually craft, I think, pretty much everything in this game by hand. In some way, shape, or form. I think. There are a few things that you probably have to use a machine for. Specifically blast smelters, I think. I think you have to use smelters to make the ingots. So you can't just craft those in your inventory, as far as I know. So there are a few exceptions to that rule, but a lot of stuff you can just handcraft if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. Not a huge deal. All right. That being said, how much time do we have left here? I do have a timer on because I need to actually do work. About 15 minutes here. All right. I'm actually doing this video between clients right now, so I have a little hour break that I have between appointments and such. What I think I'm going to do I'm going to set up. I think I have enough stuff for assemblers. So let's see what we've got going here. Do I have assemblers? Yes. Okay, this is a Mark II assembler. So we actually will use that in a second. I'm going to use one Mark I. Alright, let's just go through a real quick process. So here's our assembler. We've got it unlocked. We unlocked this on the tech tree. Now this is a situation where it's totally fine. If you've got the raw materials in your inventory to make this, there you go. You can do it. So we click on it once. The crafting happens. Bottom right hand side of the screen, you saw that little crafting thing going on? There you go. We have crafted an assembler. Now, to get that to... I've already have it in my hotbar, but you click on it, and you can drag it over to your hotbar if you want to. So you can customize these layers of hotbar. I think you can add more of these. I just have the 2. I don't need 3. You can do that. It's fine. Customize it the way you want to. I've just never felt the need to have more of them. I'm sure at some point it's probably a good idea. Alright, so alright, you hit R. You can rotate it. Whee! Yes, alright. So 1, 2. So what did we need? We needed copper wire. So this is our copper that's coming in. It's coming in a little slowly, but that's fine. You can do low and slow for this game. It's not a problem. So what do we want to make? I've hit E on the assembler. This is all the stuff I can program it to make. We needed to make copper wire. Okay. So we'll do that. We have some copper in our inventory right now. I'm not going to mess with that right now. Alright, what did we need to make? We needed iron components, I believe. Iron components. Let's look. So, if you were going to say, hey, what the heck did I need to make purple science? Mouse over the purple science, or research core. And it'll tell you, hey, to make this, we need copper wire, times 4. And we need mechanical components, times 6. So we do not need iron components. This has corrected me now. We need mechanical components. Good to know. Where are our mechanical components? Ah, here's our mechanical components. Mechanical components take a copper ingot. Isn't that fun? And 2 iron ingots. Well, that sucks. Alright. We can do that, though. That's fine. So, we need... We actually need to be able to make more. We're gonna have to increase our making of these. We could just not make the research cores on this floor, which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea to not make them up here. I kind of wanted to just be, making them over time, just so I'm not doing them by hand. Alright. trying to think this through a little bit. So I'm already making drill bits here. It's actually a pretty slow process that's going on, unfortunately. Especially because we have the basic conveyor belts now, and they're as slow as a turtle. Absolutely crazy. Alright. What we will end up doing is we're going to bring this over. What we'll end up having to do is increasing our output. Alright, something you actually can do as well. Get this. Alright, go on to... There we go. We're hitting rotate. I just left clicked. Now while you're still doing this, you can hit rotate, and it'll actually rotate your build for your little thing of things. Conveyor belts is a word I always forget to say. It's just one of those things. I don't know why it happens, it just does. Alright. So we would need this. And we're just gonna make this a slow burn. Alright, I need to get just a basic inserter. Hit the rotate button. So you see that little inserter? It's just chucking stuff in here. There you go. Alright, that's one. Now, we want one here, because eventually I can take half of these by right-clicking on that. We can actually do this and put some copper ingots in there. Just for funsies. And we can put an inserter there. So now we are making stuff and things. We're going to crank that again. So what we'll want to do is we're going to get the assembler Mark II. I just happened to pick this up in a treasure chest, I think it was. So you may not have this. If you don't, just use a normal assembler. It'll be fine. These are more efficient, so I'm just going to use one. I'm just going to put it here. Well, am I going to put it there, or am I going to put it... yeah, I guess we can put it there. I didn't space them perfectly. Oh. We have a foster dog that just came to us this weekend. A little chihuahua, and he's decompressing, but now he would like me to come and snuggle him, which is definitely something that's going to happen very soon. So we want this assembler to make what? Purple. Purple science. Yes. Like that. now we need this. I'm gonna put this over here. All right. Conveyor belt. And we will make this. Put an inserter there. There, inserters. So what we will need to do, my next little thing, my next step, see, we've got a little bit of a deficit here. We're doing okay. I can actually increase the iron making process. That would be actually helpful. And then we need to increase the amount of copper ingots that are coming out. And we can do that fairly quickly. What I'll do is I'll have to rebuild this whole area a little bit. So I can have a drill, a place to get the, what do you call this? The fuel, that's the fuel that's going in. A drill, another fuel thing, and I'll do it on the back side of this too. And these are the resource nodes that I was talking about. Now these are unlimited now. Normally they would deplete over time, but yeah, you can still. I'm sure you can get through the game very easily by using these and let them use up and you know, change your factory a little bit every time. But yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. Once I've actually done all the logistics and figured out how to, you know, get places stuff to where it needs to be, and it's a good system, I just want to be able to keep it there, and not have to mess with it later on. So, yeah, I guess I'm a little lazy on that front, but that's going to be my next step. So we did this step of, ooh, let's automate this, and then we're going to end up going, oh, we need more supplies. What do we need? Well, it kind of sucks that we don't have a lot of, you know, ingots coming in. If we could increase that, that would make things go faster. I like that idea. So then you have to sit and go, okay, let's go down the production line. What's the holdup? And our holdup is here, right at the beginning. We're not making enough ore fast enough. If we could make more ore faster, that'd be great. So that we could smelt it faster. Might be able to put another smelter in if we get a little bit more ore coming in. We'll do that, and that will give us more production. So it's a very addictive process. You solve one problem or little puzzle, which brings up another puzzle, which brings up another puzzle, and it gets more complicated and complex and crazy as you go. And then the addiction happens, and that's kind of these games are not for everybody. I can tell you that much. This can be like watching paint dry for people, but when you're playing it and you're thinking about the systems and stuff that you need to do, it is really, really, really fun to mess with and play with and do. So that will be it for us, though. I have to get my tail back to work. But hopefully you've enjoyed this little look into the 1.0 of Techtonica. I'm going to keep on going. This is one of my more popular series on the channel, so now that we've got 1.0 started up, I'm going to continue updating you guys on the factory and the build and what I'm doing. Can keep doing some videos on it because I do love this game. The devs are really cool. They've done a really good job with this game, so I want to see what they've done with the surface of the planet. So I want to see that and see what they've added to it for that. So we'll work towards that goal. But that being said, I hope you are having a good New Year, having a good day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is happens to be for you. If you like this content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share, do all the YouTubey things. It doesn't sound like it would make a big deal, but it really does. It helps people get access to the content and be able to see the videos and things like that, which I like talking with people, and I love it when people comment and like the video, and I know that people are actually enjoying what I'm doing. But that being said, I will talk to you all later. This has been the RPG Lounge. I will see you later. Bye now.